Hello, a very good evening. Welcome to Prime News on Saturday, the 23rd of January. I'm Iftiar Abdul Qadir. First, a look at tonight's major news stories. The president, joining in a series of victorious rallies, has said he is with the people, sans considering the risk on his life. Campaigning for the 6th presidential election draws to an end at midnight today. Major General Shavendra Silva emphasizes that no one can belittle the Defense Secretary's dedications in the war. 2 LTTE backers are sentenced to US prison. And overseas, indefinite Guantanamo detention plans draw wide criticism from the American Civil Liberties Union. And now for the news in detail. President Rajapaksa has said that he liberated the country, giving the second place to his life. It was discharged as the people needed a country.
अधिकारी जनाधिपत्यवाद सुलक्षणवाद मातृभूमिಯ ನಿತಾಸಕಂದು ನಾಯಕಯಾದ ಗರ್ವಂತ ಆಧುನೀಕರಣ ನಾಯಕಯಾದ ಸರ್ವೆ अधिकारी ಜನಾಧಿಪತ್ಯವಾದ ලැබෙනකොට අවදීම සඳහා अधिकारी जनाधिपत्यवाद अधिभोगनीय महासंघ අවසර අන්‍යාගමික මුජුරු වල්ලා අතුළු සහෝදරයා මම දන්නවා පේන්නේ නැහැ කියලා මේ අලු මේවා නැති කරලා තිබුණේ මම මගේ ආරක්ෂකයා අය කියනවා මේක දාන්න කියලා පේන්නේ නැත්නම්
The president coming out of the glass cubicle when the crowds raised their voices saying they cannot see him, he said he was aware of it. But his security officers wanted him to address from within the cubicle. Coming out of it, the president said he will be with the people even if he suffered gunshot injuries. The president told the gathering that a resounding victory was definite on the 26th and called upon the nation to unite to rebuild the country on the 27th.
මට මොන වගේ රටක්ද තමුන්නාන්සලා බාර දුන්නේ අවුරුදු 4කට බෙදිච්ච රටක් ගිවිසුමකින් බෙදලා වෙන් කරපු රටක්.
Addressing another massive crowd at the Navaloka grounds at Sedavatta, he opined that the country was liberated on behalf of the children. He pledged to bring the country to the highest place in the world, also on behalf of them. The president said the country was divided when he assumed office. It was separated through an agreement. Now it has been liberated. He said the economy had been rebuilt. Programs were launched to give jobs and food. In his address to a mammoth crowd in Ratnapura, the president said he is the beloved father who had united the divided country for young men and women. He stressed that the patriotism that lay hidden in their hearts has now surfaced. He reminisced that an appeal was made for the youth to join the security forces when the war was afoot in the north. His son also joined the forces. His word was the same to his son and the rest of the country. He did not send his son to Sorbonne and the rural boy to the war. The country which had been handed over to Prabhakaran was freed. He annulled the agreement inked with the LTTE using his executive powers. Campaigning for the 6th presidential elections will end at midnight today. Inspector General of Police Mahinda Balasurya said that provisions of election laws will strictly be adhered to ensure the smooth operation of the polls on Tuesday. He said the police have already informed party activists to stop canvassing and to remove propaganda material from public places from midnight today. Only one party office will be permitted to function in a district. The IGP said any such party office should not be located within 500 meters from a polling booth. Elections Commissioner Dayananda Dishanayaka has said that nearly 85% of the voters possess national identity cards. He said about 80% of the population is expected to exercise their franchise in the first national elections that is being held after routing terrorism. According to the statistics, he had received 84.57% voters had secured national identity cards, although they have not received some details of the students and adults who are away from their homes. The elections chief pointed out that during the last 1.5 years, another 5% of the people might have received the national identity cards, and therefore a total of 90% of the population may be possessing the IDs. The dedications made by Defence Secretary Gotabaya Rajapaksa on behalf of the war heroes and the civilians who were trapped in LTTE clutches cannot be underestimated, whatever statements had been made. This reference has been made by Major General Shavendra Silva, commander of the 58th Brigade during that period. Sarath Fonseca had pointed out that the Major General had no authority to lead the battle during the humanitarian operations and train soldiers. He was now attempting to do it. When he was the Army Chief, the Major General was not permitted to get involved in these activities. Sarath Fonseca said he discharged his duties and did not permit the Major General to interfere in his activities.
මේ ක්‍රියානිද අපි දැක්ක දෙයක් තමයි නායකත්වය සමදිව මම කතා කරන්න ඕනේ. අපි වෙනස් වෙච්ච නායකත්වයක් විදිහින් විදිහ අපි දැක්කා.
Major General Shavendra Silva said that in the entire operation they saw a prudent leadership. He recalled that the Defence Secretary made queries from him during the rainy season, the hindrances experienced by the soldiers continuously engaged in the operations, and also queried what was going to happen. The Major General said that he told the Defence Secretary that every drop of water that fell on every soldier that he commanded. He said he was continuing the operation unabated and it would have been better if the rain ceased. He also said that the operation cannot be halted due to the rain. As the Defence Secretary was a former officer of the Army, they saw a leadership in him which was hitherto not witnessed in anyone else. Within 48 hours, the Defence Secretary sent a container with a heater which could instantly dry clothes. The Major General opined that he was in a position to tell the soldiers the initiatives the Defence Secretary had taken on behalf of their welfare. When the soldiers were told to advance 100 meters, they were willing to advance 200 meters as they were aware that there was a person who was looking after them. 2 Canadians who pleaded guilty in a plot to acquire anti-aircraft missiles